Deal or no deal? That's the question at the Omaha City Council. The family of Octavius Johnson involved in a widely publicized case of excessive force they claim from Omaha police.
The city was ready to vote on approving a settlement between the city and the family, but as Jessica Gill explains live, it was the Johnsons who opposed it.
That's right. Today's city council meeting wrapped up just a couple hours ago here at the Civic Center, and in it, discussion of that settlement. Now, according to the settlement, the Johnsons would have been getting $30,000 for damages tied to that incident that you just mentioned, but according to them, that doesn't even begin to cover it. It was video that went viral back in March of 2013. Omaha police were called to 33rd and Seward to check for illegal parking. The situation escalated and a neighbor recorded video of an officer taking down Octavius Johnson, who was having his car towed for expired tags. At Tuesday's council meeting, as members were getting ready to vote on a settlement between the city and Octavius Johnson, the Johnson family stopped them in their tracks.
We do not want to settle at this point. We really have our day in court.
The family feels that only the injuries Octavius sustained were taken into consideration, and according to them, they thought they would have to sign off on the terms of the settlement. They never signed off on anything, so they didn't know it was a done deal. They asked the council not to approve the resolution of the settlement, which threw off several council members.
This isn't about our decision of whether you're getting what's fair, what's not fair, how much you should get. We don't have the authority to make that decision.
In the end, the council decided to lay off the issue for 2 weeks, hoping to gather more information in order to vote in the best interest of the city. Cherie Johnson, mother of Octavius Johnson, says $30,000 seems low, but it's not necessarily more money that they're after.
There should be more an aspect of letting us feel like they care, that we matter, that we matter.
Regardless of how much the Johnsons walk away with, Octavius says it sends a message, not only to his family, but to the rest of the community as well.
That we do or we don't matter. And with $30,000, somebody tell me what matters.
Now, on top of the $30,000 that the Johnsons would have been getting for damages tied to that incident, they would also be receiving an additional $60,000 to cover attorney fees, expenses, and other costs.
So, Jessica, the city council is laying it over for 2 weeks. What happens if they vote no when they decide on that settlement?
Well, if they vote no, there will be no second offer made. The two parties involved, being the city and the Johnsons, would have to ultimately go to trial and hash it out in court. Keep in mind, that's exactly what the Johnsons are hoping for.
Thank you. That's Jessica Gill reporting live tonight.